in our true tradition, you have an Xtelligence piping kit.
Oh, amazing.
When was the last time you got one?
And this man hasn't changed one bit.
Sorry, I had the note here. I'm bad. We got so carried away. And the first note, Chris Pinnock, was, what is kisses on a postcard? And I thought
the moral of this story is, this is what happens if you have a cup of coffee with me.
Guys, good evening. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 3. Kenny in the house, Danny in the house. Welcome back to the InfoMatters Podcast. Of course, you're probably wondering why it will all become clear as to why we are donned these hats. Danny, the business of the podcast.
Yeah, we do say that I change my hat every week. You weren't expecting this.
Correct.
Now, before we did, we met before this, I was thinking, right, I need to go to the shops, and it will all come clear to buy said hat. Now, our guest, who's an esteemed chum of ours, and the first PhD, and I don't mean pretty heavy dude. He used to be many years ago. Is on the show. First PhD, which is we're going to talk about as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, the purpose of the podcast. Thank you to Xtelligence, who power the InfoMatter Powers Hodcast. Never said it that way around before. Must be excited because he's got a PhD. The InfoMattersPodcast.com.
There we go.
Are we looking for petitions? We are, and they're all within social media. So if you want to have a look in the box to the right, in the description box, we're looking for a host of people within content management, application APIs, for anybody who knows. If you're interested in any of those positions, just head over to the Xtelligence pages. There'll be links there in the box. It's xtelligence.com or .cz, as the bunker is hosted here in Prague. So enough of me. Welcome back to all of you liking and subscribing to us.
Yeah, you should definitely be liking and subscribing.
No, I don't think I said it last time, so ring that bloody bell, you bastards.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how much these hats cost? Nothing, because our PhD Terry brought it for us.
Exactly.
So over to Kenny to introduce our esteemed chum.
Talking of our pretty heavy dude, which of course he's not, a doctor of many of all things.
Actually, a doctor.
A doctor, yes.
Yeah.
Of many things and all things. Introducing Chris, and welcome back. Good to see you.
Hello.
Thanks
It's been
for joining
a long
us.
time, my fellow baker.
I don't know how this ends.
No, well, we know how it starts.
Neither do we.
Exactly.
Neither do we.
And Chris, of course, was a chum, or still remains so. But your path took you away from our beloved Prague, but brought you back.
Sure did.
You wanted an express.
I'm not going to say why it's brought him back. Because the bunker has appealing ambient lighting.
Yes, absolutely.
I just wanted a break from it
Yeah.
all, Danny.
As you do, and there's a number of things. Well, first, as we always do in pure tradition. Now, the baking is you'll find out.
Yeah.
It's not actually cooking something, but in our true tradition, you have an Xtelligence piping kit.
Oh, amazing.
When was the last time you got one?
I was just thinking this morning,
Do
what
I
I
have
could
one?
do with Prague is
A piping kit.
pipe-
I mean, mate, when was the last time you were
one.
looking for one? Never, but you will.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, about 2 years ago.
That's fucking boom.
And I bet it was key to a particular baking
It
incident.
was. I was trying to pipe something.
Exactly.
And also,
There's more. There's more.
We do. Now you can carry on talking while I find
Okay,
it.
so while he's got his hand in his satchel, of course you stepped away from what was a life in Central Europe and went back to the UK.
I'll find it.
Why did you ever do that?
Simply because the company I worked for wanted me back in London.
Right.
And at the time I was in the process of getting married, and it was the right time to move.
Yeah. And that went.
Was it
well.
WePro at the time? You were working out at one point.
No,
weren't
I
you?
was working at Interroute.
Yo, one of the many.
That's how we got the reference back to
Yes.
Mr. Hennessy.
Yeah.
If you're out there, well, I hope you're alive.
Yeah, we haven't heard from you.
Hashtag Tillback.
I mean, Central Europe went through a round of redundancies, and a lot of people who arrived ended up heading out. Monster was a more recent one, actually. That's
They collapsed, haven't
I think it's now entirely collapsed.
Because they got their HQ in Carling near me. Well, they've got the sign on the roof. Doesn't mean they're actually there anymore.
Yeah, I got a funny feeling they've all but bailed.
Well, Interroute got bought by GTT, and then it split into two.
Right.
There's the Exa Fibre company and GTT, and
Right.
one does the internet and one does all the fibre network.
Right.
So they're still around. They've got an office. Is it Nova Butovica?
That'll be a big
Right.
videos.
Yeah, somewhere
Because I
there.
remember back in 2000, when I had my first startup, we raised cash to be a competitor of Monster when they were raising their HR portal. Now, it wasn't released in Central Eastern or Europe
at the time.
They had a beta phase in the States, and we got ahead of the curve, and then we got robbed. So hashtag Dennis and Jeff, grab our till that. Seems to be a money owing project. Maybe the baker's hats may turn me into a front wheel. Here.
Maybe the internet will find, and all ills of the past will be remedied.
It might. Well, let's go on to the baker, because when you pinged me on chat before you flew in, and yes, we fly people in on their own expense.
It does happen.
And you said, you know, I'm a baker for Tezos, and I'm like, fair enough. Wasn't the message I was waiting for. It was like, confirm.
Yeah.
So tell us. I mean, I know Tezos is part of the blockchain, so it's within the crypto family.
Yep.
It's mined in a sense, so it's crypto mining, but it differs to Bitcoin. Tell us about what you do as a baker, and that's why you're wearing the hat.
That's why we're wearing the hat.
And if you want a signed copy, like we have a signed book, which I'll tell you more about later, put in the comments, and you can win a book on learning Russian verbs. Handy if you're learning verbs in Russian, and a baker's hat. Over to you, Chris. Tell us about yourself. And yes, we've known him a long time.
I'm going to have to talk to my agent about future.
Yeah. So royalty fees.
So Tezos is a blockchain.
Yep.
It was kicked off in about 2018. And it's different from other blockchains. One is it's proof of stake, whereas Bitcoin is proof of work. Right. So you're going to say, what's the difference between proof of work, proof of stake? And roughly speaking, in proof of work, you have to do a load of work to produce a block.
Yeah.
Even though it's quite simple to produce a block.
Yeah.
But what you're doing is as a miner, you're repeatedly hashing the block, which is a very simple way to get a small digest of block. And you're changing a number in the block, and you're trying to get that hash under a certain number. Right. So you've heard of the Bitcoin halving, the difficulty going up. That's basically that number getting smaller. So it becomes harder and harder and harder to do a block. So if you were mining, say 10 years ago, you could probably mine a block yourself. But now it's much more difficult.
And is that applied across the board for Bitcoin, for any coin?
For any
anything that's others do things differently.
Right,
but for Bitcoin, it's been set up that way. Now, on a proof of stake chain, what you do is you attach a wallet to your miner. Now we call our miners bakers.
Right. Okay. So that's where the reference comes from.
Hence the hats and
validators.
And I noticed you said stake and hash. I imagine you don't mean cow and potato.
No, definitely not. So your stake is your security bond.
Just for those that need a definition now and again.
Yeah, I'll get there if you let me. So your security bond is there should you do something naughty. If you were to install some horrible software, and if you were to split the chain by producing a block at the same height, for example, you double bake, and there might be transactions in that one that aren't in that one.
Right.
And so you have that security bond, and that's called your stake. That's why it's a proof of stake.
Okay. I like the analogy. It's you basically just everything with cooking is towards mining, basically.
Yes. So we bake blocks. And the other thing about it is it's scheduled. So a baker is going to bake a block at a particular slot. Mm-hmm. So there's only one baker doing that. And then the other bakers will test it and validate it to check that it's good. And as a result of that, you're using a lot less energy.
I was about to say there's cost benefits to doing it this way, or compute benefits.
Absolutely. So you can do this on a Raspberry Pi 5.
Right.
You can have it at home.
I've got
and you
one
can
of those
bake
on
it. You can bake.
Two of them.
You need the 16 gig bundle now, but you can bake with.
Do you not need like 150,000 refrigerators for to keep it 800 GPUs
and a diesel.
You can literally mine on a PI.
You can do it on that
on a Raspberry
because it's not intensive at all. So we're environmentally friendly.
It's dolphin friendly, I believe.
Dolphin friendly, yeah.
And to become a baker, do you have to qualify for something, or is
you need a stake? And the minimum.
It's gonna get funny. This. If I bring a bag of chips,
sirloin or T-bone.
Flank.
You need 6,000 Tez.
6,000 what?
Tez.
So 6,000 their equivalent coin.
I heard something else.
Yeah.
Short for Terry.
Short for Terry.
Okay, and that's a currency.
That's the native currency on the chain.
Understood.
So,
okay.
Right. So that's not a lot of money at the moment. So you could go out here today. You could set a baker up tonight.
Got it.
Yeah, and even if it is a lot of money for you, you can get together with your friends
and crowdfund it, arguably, or pool fund or something like that.
And that's how they differentiate from other blockchain platforms, is the way that you can go.
Well, that's the one thing. The other thing is we have the on-chain governance. So when we want to change the protocol, someone proposes the new change and the bakers vote on it.
Okay, so you're validating in that sense. Collectively. So
and when you say the bakers, you talk. Sorry,
have a look.
Yeah, the baker.
I look like guy out of the Muppets, right? But the baker is the person who runs the machine.
Well, yes. Now this is overloading because the baker is the server, but it's also the person doing the baking.
Yes, I got that. Makes sense. So when it's not the machine that votes because there's no AI in this, or is there? Maybe
No.
Oh, okay, good. So it's just the person using the baker that owns the baker that does the mining.
Yeah, does the
clear.
So how do you scale it then? If it's managed in
if it's
blocks of steak that one baker's doing as opposed to multiple bakers.
If they miss the block, another baker will bake the block.
You can get a selfish fucker that comes in and goes.
If they've missed it, so that at the moment I think the block time's 8 seconds.
Right.
And if within the 8 seconds the baker that's scheduled hasn't baked, another one will take over.
Right. And do you get allocated that, or you have to get in a queue?
It is. Yeah, you have a list of allocations. Yeah.
I can just picture a queue of chefs.
But the more steak you
have,
the more steaks you have, the less.
This might end up being the most self-explanatory food-related
crypto
explanation.
Well, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, no, because I'm just looking for reasons
the more
to insert
steak you
cake.
have, the more baking slots you get.
Gotcha. Right.
So the more you give it that, the more
you steak, the more blocks you get.
I got it. Okay. And staking is the commitment of
the security bond. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And now we recently we changed it so that if you're just a regular wallet holder, you can stake with a baker and get more.
Steak as in steak, not steak as in steak. Yeah, because I've got I think about 18 different coins, different wallets, and I've got I think 3 of mine I stake. Basically,
but
just to get a better.
Staking is different.
That
is leaving your
it
profit
for a period
in
of time.
Yeah.
To guarantee.
So we have a liquid proof of stake chain, and we have the idea of delegation.
I can't get stake out my head.
Right. So if you've got a wallet, you can delegate to a baker, and then the baker will pay you some rewards because you've increased their baking power. But we've added this new feature called staking for wallets, so you can stake with a baker. Yeah. It's locked in for a bit longer, about 4 days at the moment.
Okay.
And that contributes to the security bond.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And you get better rewards. So
it's inherently of interest to those in doing the mining. Yeah.
Yeah.
Baking.
Sorry, baking.
Which is mining.
Yeah, okay.
I like it. It's easy.
I'm loving the analogy, and I'd love to see your marketing. Of course, we'll have to share that. But,
when I was in the French office last year, we were doing
French office.
Yeah, we were doing something. We were starting a new project.
Right.
And so I had the hat on and I had the baking whites. And they had a new starter in the legal department. And so I'm walking through the office.
Brilliant.
She says, the chef has arrived for lunch. So
it's your LinkedIn picture, isn't it? You're in the cooking.
I did see it, and I was like, "What the hell is he up to?"
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, and medium and long term goals for that. I mean, I one thing I always ask is there projects and use cases for this particular blockchain that might spur it along, prolong it?
Yes. So we've done a lot of stuff with real world assets. So you can we've got a project called uranium.io. So you can buy uranium, and your proof of ownership is on our chain.
Isn't that a worry?
No, not at all.
I mean, given world affairs right now, any customers in really weird countries?
I think you're going to say like an electric-powered Kia or something.
Exactly.
Not the tip of a rocket.
There's a know your customer process.
Oh right, you KYC.
Also, we've got something called a roll-up, which is a layer 2 that sits above the blockchain.
Yeah.
And these are smart roll-ups, so they can run code.
Okay.
And we've done a kernel on one that makes our chain compatible with Ethereum. So you can deploy an Ethereum smart contract on our chain as well.
Yeah, so interoperability there. Yeah, I always thought that was key when internet's a big place, and if you've got everyone doing their own thing, and being able to have things running across would always be a big pull, surely for.
I mean, it does attract developers, but I mean, singing our own trumpet, I think our smart contract language is actually better.
Right.
It is a better language. But it's VHS and Betamax. If people are using VHS, you open a shop and you put VHS tapes out, don't you?
Was it not always that VHS was more popular but Betamax was better?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Betamax was just on the one reel, wasn't it?
It was a smaller cassette. Yeah,
VHS was two.
The quality was better, but there was no tapes.
Yeah,
that's the problem. I've seen one Betamax tape.
No, I saw in the local video shop. They had the odd one, but then I remember, Thriller. Remember
but you Blockbuster video never did.
Then the big thing was he went to John Lewis and brought home a video disc player.
Mm-hmm.
They were
giant
record
CD.
size. Record size. You'd launch it in, you'd pull it out, and my mother would play Earth, Wind and Fire on loop. Cheers. I mean,
you can recite that almost, right? Yeah. Okay, and so
you've got what was it? I was reading it before. A self-amending governance model. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so that's the thing I was saying. So someone proposes a new protocol, which might be a smaller block time. They write the code for it. They submit a hash,
and then it's validated by.
And then it's voted in.
Gotcha. So that's
and on Friday, we switched from one protocol to another. It was all automatic.
Right.
And what scale? I mean, what kind of numbers are we talking in terms of people or validators or developers that's within this ecosystem?
Yeah, we've got about. I think we've got about 270 bakers at the moment. The number obviously changes because people come and go. But so there's about 270 bakers. There's nodes all over the planet. One of the projects I did when I started was to make sure that we had, full nodes in 6 continents.
Right.
So we have,
because for low latency reasons and a bunch of other.
No, for actually talking openly for nuclear war reasons. Basically, we are.
It's a second reference to nuclear.
Yeah.
You get a little bit worried about what this guy's into.
Luckily, in the bunker, there's no drones.
No drones.
Well, at the end of the day, we've got a copy of Tezos, an active node in every continent except Antarctica.
And where did it originate? Is it an open source kind of thing where people come on board?
It's an open source project, but it is developed by 2 partner companies that have got a roadmap. So, but anyone can contribute.
Gotcha. Did you ever get or ever see or ever do? Clicking on that PI every day on the application.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever do it?
I still get nagged by that.
I haven't. Still do it for 6 years.
It's an on-device mining, and you're rewarded.
No.
Last time you
I got loads, but then they went. I think they actually IPO'd, and it.
You had to do your KYC.
Loads, but then you have to vest it for a period of years.
Yeah.
Sorry, are you getting hot? Because I'm getting a bit hot in the kitchen.
Well, you've seen that.
I mean,
if
you can't stand the heat, get out of this. Yeah, exactly.
So we're going to sign one of these, and I'm not saying it's going to come with a book because we've not opened it yet, but we're going to talk about that.
I have to give you another. That's got pencil in it. That one.
That's even better though. We're going to talk about that in a minute. I'm fascinated. He just whipped a book out and went, "I've written."
I've written something in Russian.
Personally, that's a dream of mine: is to have something in your library. It's got your name on it. You've actually published a book.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't matter what's in it. Blank pages.
I've actually done that. So it was not a book. It was a funny story, a chapter.
Remember, I did Tourette's with Pets with Tourette's. And I wanted to get it published. It was basically a parrot going bollocks, or a rabbit going.
You could resurrect that project now in doing seconds.
I've got Chow Island, which is the extermination island, all run by different animated.
All in a year, teaching a giraffe to DJ and tough with my 3 books. That was a true story.
Was that Peter Hill? There's a project manager put together
Peter Taylor.
Peter Taylor. That's it.
Peter Taylor published me.
Teach a giraffe to DJ.
It's my second book.
Really?
It's all the things in life that should be easy and aren't.
Teaching a giraffe to DJ.
You can't long neck. He's never going to DJ, right?
Wasn't it the Jack Bauer narrative in the?
It was
the 24.
If you go to jackbauerprojectmanagement.com, you find it. Well, I should redirect to a snapshot. But yes, Peter Taylor. I wrote that when I was talking a little bit about.
We started about. We're really going off tangent.
Well, no, books.
We've done the baking. Tell us about the book. Tell us about the book. Come on. I mean, I didn't know.
We shouldn't just tangent. Basically, you've got this really interesting blockchain, but you've also got some really cool hobbies.
Yes.
Including Can I just
before we go on the book?
Yeah, go on.
What are the advantages of blockchain to someone like myself? How would I get into it? I mean, I've got a portfolio of crypto. I don't mind. I buy them. I use Revolut and what have you to do so. Yeah. What's the advantage of Tezos? I am fascinated by it.
If you're an investor, if you're just an investor, it's like anything else.
So it's literally just buy Tezos coin.
You just buy the coin, or you can buy wrapped tokens on there. There's DeFi projects where you can borrow and lend and do things like that.
So crypto really is the classic transactional investment opportunity. I mean, I've always been a little bit sceptical.
But you can also record the proof of ownership. So things like the real world assets, the uranium, and we have got a project somewhere doing driving license plates as well, things like that. So as you go, you've got a public record of a proof of ownership. No one can argue with it. It's all validated and signed and.
Okay. Yeah. For anyone out there that's worried about Chris in any way, between uranium and writing Russian books, we can vouch for him. He's very safe. So we think.
I didn't know that comment. So it's simple to get into it if you want to invest into it, and if you want to learn about it, Tezos.com. I imagine.
Tezos.com. There's loads of resources there. You can You can get a node up, just a node that's listening to the chain in about 15-20 minutes. You can recover it from something called a snapshot, which is backup.
Yeah, sure.
And then if you want to run a baker, you need to go and get some coins, about 6,000 of them, and then you run another bit of software on top of that.
How much are 6,000 coins in real money?
Well, I mean, I can't remember what the price is today. We're just below $1, so it's you're looking
£6,000.
You see, it's the barrier to entry is quite small.
Yeah.
So you can get in and you can have a baker running up in an hour easily.
Right. So you're getting more involved in it as opposed to just investing into it. You're vested into it, so you're actually
and it runs. I mean, there's still a degree of volatility in it because it's crypto. But then maybe that's
as well.
We were discussing earlier that
the Vodafones. Are we allowed to talk about?
Yeah, of course.
There is a large telecoms provider.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want on this.
Okay. So we were talking earlier in the bar, and the people say to me, "Should I invest?" It was a bar.
Definitely coffee shop.
It sold coffee. People say, "Should I invest?"
Yeah.
And I always say, "Well, here's a story. Back in 2019, I wanted to buy some shares, so I bought Vodafone.
Yeah.
And at the time they were £1.33.
Yep.
The target price of all the banks was £2.
Yeah.
And so they were looking for £2, and then they would have sold.
That's it. Yeah.
Right? COVID comes along. There was a problem with their Frankfurt network. They couldn't sell the towers. And there was something going on in India, and all these things affected the price. They went down to 78 pence.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they've recovered. I made any money back on dividends, but that's the story I say. You just don't know. That was a dead set.
And even with strong indications for buy.
I mean, a lot of things that affect markets, financial markets, crypto markets, blockchain markets, are wars. Because people buy gold, they go for a physical item.
Yeah.
Even though if you own gold, chances are that it's in a bank, you've never touched it, felt it, touchy-feely.
Yeah.
But wars affect it, and there's wars non-stop. So I mean, where does the risk end in life?
Well, that's why you need decentralized currencies.
Of course,
because if you read my mate's book, mate Dominic's book on taxes, a lot of wars, they need money to keep going, and so they print more currency.
Yeah.
And the governments can do that. If you take the money away from
which is basically control key for a bank.
I follow XRP a lot, Ripple, and I've got a decent stake in it that I've had for 6 years, and I've watched it go up. I've seen it go up 1,000%. I've seen it come down 400%.
Yeah.
I've taken out £1,000 at Christmas, and I wish I'd taken out £100 because it's done that quick. But it comes back, it recovers. It's a market, it's new. And as you said, the decentralization of it is the attractive part of it. I mean, you've got no control of money. Yeah. Money's not physical. It's ones and zeros in banks. They play with your money and fund wars.
Yeah.
So there's no security in your job, in your banking, in your finances, in your health, in anything in life. So start baking.
Yeah.
There you go.
You might as well start doing.
If you start to look into money, it's
another
get a heart attack if you're not careful. It's quite worrying.
Yeah. Martin Lewis said that.
So less government, low taxes, prosperity for all.
Fight. Or is it knock?
It's with the tax man. And so now that you've got this rolling and the hobbies that you've got into, you do actually cook though.
Yeah. I cooked you dinner once, didn't I? And you survived.
Oh yeah, he did.
You survived.
Well done.
He's still here.
It's a long time ago.
He has reminded me last few hours of a lot of things that he seems to remember that I have long since forgotten.
I mean, when did you left 2018?
2015.
15?
Yeah.
Wow.
10 years ago?
I've only been back once since.
Bloody hell.
In 2018, when you left.
Yeah.
Time really does leg it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Crikey. I mean, when you got in touch, I think you spoke to Kenny first.
Yeah.
I'm like, it felt like yesterday.
I know. I know. It's actually felt, coming back here, it's felt like the period when I was meeting you guys, actually.
Yeah.
I was a single man, walking around Prague, going to cafes, eating cakes.
Yeah, they weren't cafes back then, though.
No.
We were just in a
not
cafe.
eating cake.
Back then, they weren't.
They're in a bar.
Yeah, and we were baking something different back then as well. Bottoms.
Baking hangovers.
Like and subscribe. We'll tell you more.
Tell you more.
That's
over the course of time.
See, but you're not doing this full time. This is a hobby type thing, or is this full time?
Which is that? Sorry,
your bakery.
Oh no, that's my job.
Job?
I work for the Tezos Foundation.
Hello, Tezos Foundation.
We are a 18-person organisation that manages a grant and investment portfolio that supports the Tezos blockchain.
Got you.
So that's
because you're saying it's not a company, it's a foundation.
It
so
is.
I read into it.
Yeah.
And that just makes you feel good, doesn't it? You're not having it.
Exactly. And you can live off it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
On his Vodafone shares.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, why do I need to do a
depends
job
how many
when I got all those Vodafone
he
shares?
purchased, you know.
Right, so tell us about. Yeah, I mean,
What's the motivation for this? Yeah.
by Chris Pinnock.
Yeah.
Learning Russian verbs.
So-
It's in English with Russian bits.
Yeah. So
So I suppose the first page is explain the Azbuka, because that'll get most people on. Page 1, Schnurble.
good grief. So in 2015, I had reason to learn Russian.
Yep.
To talk to a family.
Sure.
And I learned a bit of Russian. I had a conversation in Russian yesterday here.
Yeah.
So I managed to do. I'm not very good at it, but one of the things that bothered me is if you want to, you buy textbooks, and they can be a little bit inaccessible to beginners. Particularly, there's two verb books. They're excellent. There's Barron's and the Silver Book of Verbs. They're both good books.
But in English.
They're in English and they've got examples, but they don't have an example of every type of case and so on.
You need to know the Azbuka, though.
Yeah,
don't you?
but the idea of this originally was just to do the verb tables.
Sheen to it.
Yeah, the verb tables. That was the idea. So
I don't know if I've seen a verb table.
No, that's a verb. Well, you went to school in Scotland, didn't you? So
Yeah,
Fuck off.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was theft.
Yeah.
yeah,
See that bottle of milk outside that front door?
Hey, nick it.
nick it. Yeah. So
Well, I mean, it's an achievement in its own. Like I say,
Yeah,
having
right.
something on your shelf. But
Does it have an ISBN number?
it does.
It's fully
It does.
published. Wow.
Yeah. So then it turned into a grammar section,
Uh-huh.
which it took me about 5 years to write it. But
Wow.
my teachers have helped.
Sure.
And one of the things about it is a modern treatment. There's 133 verbs in it. I went through all the textbooks that people use, and I wrote down the verbs in order.
Yeah.
And basically tried to put verbs in that would be useful to students.
Right.
Oh,
Use the
sure. So
frequency
you're
to-
basically giving people a helping hand, because
Wow.
anyone who's trying to learn a Slavic language,
Yeah.
I speak Czech fluently.
Yeah.
It's like my second language, but I've been here a long time.
Yeah.
And when you go into the conjugation of words, and it was the other day we're in the car. It's actually yesterday, and I was going to the doctor's, and my wife said to me in Czech, we only speak Czech. She went, "Did you print out the piece of paper?" Now in Czech, the word to print is tisk.
Mm-hmm.
Did you print it vytisnul? And is it printed?
Yeah.
Is it vytisnut? Now vytisnut sounds like vytisnut, which is to clean. So she went, "Did you clean the paper?" And I went, "No." She went, "Well, how are you going to go to the doctor's?" I went,
Hey.
"Why should I clean the paper?" She went, "No, did you?" And I went, "Hang on a minute.
It's
You
the
mean
little-
print?"
Yeah.
So you've gone from ch
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
sh.
Yeah.
Sh and ch means two different things. One means to clean, and one means to print off.
Yeah.
So actually the physical act of printing.
Yeah.
And that's how, and they're verbs. And that's how verbs conjugate.
And
it's-
I'm so screwed.
And I imagine the relation between Russian verbs and Czech verbs is very similar.
Yeah.
Which means fucking well hard.
Yeah, right.
So I can relate to that. And that's when Chris handed it over and said, "Oh, by the way, since I last saw it, I've written a book."
Yeah.
And I just looked at the front and went, "You're mad." But then he's got a PhD, so he's mad anyway.
Yeah.
And
mad scientist.
No, it's an amazing achievement.
I'm actually a scientist.
What do you?
Yeah, your PhD's in what?
No, I'm a chartered scientist. I have a piece of paper that says I'm a scientist.
And do you know that in science,
Yeah.
the theory is it's a fact, it's happened. It doesn't mean in theory.
Not necessarily.
I'm on a podcast and they were arguing.
Was it a conspiracy one? that
No,
you normally
these
do?
are cosmologists. Cosmologists. So when we say in theory, means it could.
Do you know,
they
possibly
believe it's
be.
going to
No,
happen and
it's
want to prove it.
For the benefit of the audience, I have been away for 10 years, and this man hasn't changed one bit. One bit.
Is that how we used to talk?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah,
Rabbit sex.
there is a little bit of that. Yeah, a bit.
No, I listen to a lot of podcasts on cosmology and black holes and antimatter and what have you, because it's fascinating what's
Yeah,
out there.
totally.
And whoever people turn around and say, "Yeah, space doesn't exist." Well, you've got very big glasses on then.
What is it they say? The Flat Earth Society is the same all the way around the world. When you go read that again,
Yeah.
the Flat Earth Society are all over,
Yeah.
around the world.
No, all around the globe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
they're where?
Yeah.
All around the.
All around the globe. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
They've
you
got
can-
branches in. All
Yeah,
around
yeah,
the globe.
all
yeah.
exactly that. Exactly
When the sun doesn't rise or set, the planet keeps spinning.
that.
Yeah.
Any chance?
That's 3 Days Grace new album.
Any chance to bring your social life, your location preferences, Prague,
Not if you're walking around with that in your bag.
and your work together, perhaps in one
Well,
location.
my actual head office is in Switzerland, so I'm the odd one out because
Right.
I'm in Essex. Oh no, Essex.
Essex,
office.
Switzerland.
Essex, United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Just for historical reasons. They couldn't find someone in Switzerland.
Right, okay.
But then for data sovereignty and a bunch of other things, for this sort of stuff, Switzerland sounds like a good choice.
Switzerland's got good options for foundations.
Yes.
Good rules.
Good backing.
They've got good areas for tax-free stuff.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, quite a lot of our friends have moved over there and put down roots.
And they're also very crypto-friendly in Switzerland.
Yeah.
There's lots of when you generate your keys, you often put the key on paper.
Yep.
And you put it into a bank vault. Yeah. And there's still lots of bank vaults in Switzerland.
Yep.
Yeah, mine's was it 20 word passphrase
and
stuff.
12 or 20 word
my safe.
Yeah.
It was in my Google Keep and I deleted it.
No,
so it's handwritten on a piece of paper.
What you should do is you should have 2 copies of that, cut them in half, and put the 2 bits in 2 different
That's
places.
a very good point.
Yeah.
And laminate them as well, because I want a laminating machine. Yeah. Hashtag Lidl. No, they got one offer, 30 quid with laminating paper.
What, in the middle bit where you can get in the car?
Lidl in the middle.
Yeah, next to the MIG welder.
And the car
welder.
Yeah, I would say to my dad, sorry I didn't call you last night. He said you were stuck at Lidl in the middle.
Yeah.
And he's not wrong. I mean, I do want a compressor, a MIG welder and a submarine. And you can buy them next to the fruit buns. Straight up.
No, and the steaks, if you know what I mean. Yeah, moving on. So, and there is... I've got a trend of moving things offline, given what I do, just because
air gapping.
Yeah, it's very much part of my life.
Does your brain think on a different wavelength as well? Oh, mine giving her an air gap. Anyway, I said that to Tony Hashak. Respect when he was on the show. When he was on the show. Yeah. Well, you do air gap. It's either a plane when it's landing has that gap of air between physics.
Yeah.
Then there's air
gapping. I can see where you're going with that. What is your key message if you want to leave our guests with a message?
We're not going anywhere yet.
We're not going anywhere. No. I mean,
he's just putting you on the spot.
I was gonna tell you the story about the play. Which, if you go on my Twitter, I've just announced that.
Tell the audience your Twitter handle.
Yeah, so Chris Pinnock, funnily enough.
No way!
Yeah,
there you go. I always try and think up really funny
ones. Yeah, really funny ones.
To guess. So back in May, I had a cup of coffee with Dominic Frisby.
Oh, Dominic Frisby. He invented the Frisbee.
I don't know actually, but you have to ask him. Okay. But we spoke about Bitcoin for about 45 minutes. He's a Bitcoiner and gold. He'll tell you to hodl gold, hodl Bitcoin. So he's a financial writer, but he's also a comedian.
Oh, okay.
And his father wrote a play about his experience as an evacuee in the war.
Right. Okay.
And there's been some various test runs of this. There was a podcast a few years ago.
Yeah.
And it went down very well. And it also went down very well in Germany, believe it or not, because they also evacuated their kids. Mm-hmm. And this is quite a poignant topic at the moment, because in certain countries of the world, they are evacuating their kids.
Yes,
still. So it's still a valid and a topic in everyone's mind. So the play Kisses on a Postcard refers to...
Sorry, I had the note here. I'm bad. We got so carried away. And the first note... Chris Pinnock was, what is Kisses on a Postcard? And I thought instead of going into the baking thing, I thought Kisses on a Postcard interests me. Okay, yeah.
So it's basically the kisses on a postcard in the play are a code for the children to tell the mother if they like where they're staying. If they put a certain number of kisses on the card, they can do it without offending the host.
It's a very easier form of cryptography.
And where's that? And you're in the play?
I'm not in the play. So I had a cup of coffee with Dominic. Dominic said... I'm looking to get some investment in. I'm a bit stuck with it, and as it happens, I knew a few people. Got on the phone that afternoon, and by Tuesday, he was on a phone call with Bill Kimber and Paul Morrissey. Yeah. So Paul Morrissey, you will know David Morrissey probably. Mm-hmm. Paul is David's older brother, and he has about 80 businesses up north. Right. Does a lot of stuff, and Bill is the guy that signed the Eurythmics. And also I think he managed Bucks Fizz as well. Uh-huh.
This is a lot for one show, isn't it? It's like hats, Russian verb books, and
the long and short is
cakes and steak.
We have a company together, and we're going to develop this as a film, as a musical.
So first of all, it's going out as a play that people can go and see in the
UK. We're going to do a film.
Yeah, okay.
Nice. So we've got the initial seed money to start that off, and then we're going to go and work on getting more funding for the film.
Brilliant.
So that's what it is. Now the moral of this story is...
Hi, Dan.
Yeah. The moral of this story is this is what happens if you have a cup of coffee with me.
Ideas, businesses, and kick off.
It's all about networking.
Of course it is. 100%. A million %.
Said that for a long time.
Go bake a cake.
Yeah.
Kids on the page. Then there's a it's on Instagram or
Kisses
Twitter
on a
or
postcard.
Kisses on a Postcard.
Right.
Interesting. Always love it when I mean, we're hoping to get Martin Titmarsh, a friend, on.
Yeah.
He's not very well at the moment. I hope you are well. I know he
Yeah.
watches this. You know, and some of the people he's met, you know, from Bruce Dickinson to the Queen to this, to working for not Charles Manson,
Charles Bronson. Not even
No,
Charles
not
Bronson.
Charles Bronson.
Not that one either.
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson. I mean, how wrong can...
Jesus, so we've gone from a movie star to a murderer.
to
But, yes, I hope everybody's well out there.
Yeah, of course.
But Kiss on a Post, I'm gonna have a look at that. It's always an interesting story.
Yeah.
And then a film, so that's brilliant.
What a life you lead.
Come on then, let's. We've had a cup of coffee. I'm looking for some money.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
What you got for us?
what have you got for me?
Coffee.
We've already given you proof on a postcard.
Yeah.
I can connect you. I can connect you.
It's great to see you, and you're hanging around for a couple
I'm
more days.
hanging around until Saturday. Yeah.
But then we'll hook up on Friday night for a bowl of soup and a glass of water.
Yes.
In the days of fun. What time?
And
dry
bread.
Crack on a bit.
Dry bread, probably.
Fried bread?
No, dried bread. Because we don't do anything else, do we?
No.
Well, men. No.
No, dry bread, dripping in water, and all that filth.
Well,
and on that note,
yeah, exactly. We should probably wave goodbye to our guest for this season.
So we've
3,
given you blockchain, we've given you a book on verbs,
we've given you a selection of cakes and steak.
We've given you a drama that's going into a film with a lot of very famous people involved, and we're now going to lose him on the underground.
Exactly.
Actually, there's the undergrounds. We're not. We're going back to the secret bunker coffee shop.
I've got a funny feeling that's not quite working.
We're not. We're going to the bar.
It's a coffee shop. It's called Coffee Corner. Actually, we call it Coffee and Tits.
Yeah, we do for certain reasons, actually, today.
Thank you again to Intelligence that powers the InfoMatters podcast. Please like and subscribe if you feel you want to come back and watch it. Any of the positions you're interested, have a look in the description. Everything about Chris, we'll put all the links
online,
in there.
exactly.
All of the interesting facts, including probably the story of what's going to happen tonight.
Exactly.
We'll put that in a little biograph at the end of it. And on that note, thank you so much for coming in, mate.
Cheers, guys.
It's cracker having you.
Wonderful.
And it's a good night from him.
And it's a good night from him.
Take care, love.
See you guys.